Hello everybody, it's vanburman here. I just wanted to give my thoughts on the England versus Italy game from the other night. It's probably a bit old hat, but I don't know, I didn't really feel like doing it before now, and I wanted to do a little bit of a World Cup series following England's exploit. And I should probably have the flag sideways rather than straight up and down, but I'm not sure I'm not quite sure it's big enough to do that. But anyway, so yeah, Italy played really well, and England played really well. It was a good match for the neutral. Not a good match for me. I was very tense last 15 minutes, but in fairness to Italy, they got the job done. And I don't know whether they deserved the win. I mean, from an England perspective, probably would deserved a point each. Would have been a more fair reflection, but we were outplayed in some aspects, and you can't really begrudge Italy the win. They are stronger, but for the good play that we had and the chances that we did create, because we created a heck of a lot more than we did 2 years ago. I don't know, there was a little bit missing. We're not really that far away from having scored 4 goals. It's just that extra half a yard, I guess, and just to gamble a little bit more, just to go a little bit further. That was slightly disappointing to see. In terms of player performance, Rooney for the goal, it was a great cross. There's no denying that. It was a good pass great pass by Sterling as well. So, from the goal perspective, everyone played well. Obviously, goals are the highlights. So, Rooney, the rest of the time, some of his shots were wild. His crossing was bad, although everyone's crossing on that. The Italians' left-hand side in the second half seemed to be total rubbish anyway. I don't know what was going on. Everyone was crossing it out rather than into the box, which I didn't really understand. Apparently because the ground wasn't so good, but it's not a good enough excuse in my opinion. So Rooney didn't impress me at all. To be fair, almost when he comes to a tournament, he doesn't perform as well as he should do, and I don't think anyone, no matter who you support, is gonna. If you Wayne Rooney himself, I don't think you can deny that. I mean, he said that he's going to take no excuses into this tournament. Well, he's got no excuses for the way he played against Italy. Steven Gerrard was not playing the holding role well enough. He might as well just have been an attacking midfielder. He's obviously not comfortable playing that holding role, and I don't think we have anyone to really play it, to be honest. Sterling played. We take his age into consideration. He played very well. He didn't show any fear, but I felt he tried to dribble past players a little bit too often. He's not quite there with his decision making on when to pass or when to dribble, but he got some success with the dribble, so he's figuring why not try and take him on, which I can understand. Leighton Baines was absolutely tormented down that left hand side, and once again that's one of Rooney's failings. He does get back, but he seemed to just throw that out the window against Italy. He wasn't doing a good enough job, in my opinion. Henderson had a fairly quiet game. I thought the back four, for their credit, did alright. Johnson always looks shaky at right back. I don't know, I don't have much faith in the guy. But the two centre-backs, I thought Jagielka and Cahill played quite well. Joe Hart did his job. And Sturridge got the goal. Unfortunately, I'm not sure the extent of that knock that he took. But he took his goal quite well. He was quite quiet, really, for the rest of it. As mentioned, Henderson was quite quiet. I didn't really see him doing too much. I can't remember who the substitutes were now. I know Jack came on, and I don't know, he didn't really show anything. He tried to take it past 3 or 4 players, nearly got through them, but aside from that, he was just basically doing the same thing Henderson was doing, so there wasn't much of an improvement from there, apart from Jack was maybe trying to go at him a little bit more. And I feel like I am definitely missing someone, aren't Ah, yeah, Welbeck. I thought Welbeck did better than I thought he was going to do. I'm not his biggest fan, but he came back and he defended, which is good. He won the ball in some dangerous areas, but final delivery from Welbeck wasn't good enough. When he got the ball, he wasn't really too sure what to do with it, and that was the problem. Yes, he can win the ball, but then he's not always picking the right decision. Not that I'm saying you're going to pick the right decision every time. So I wasn't massively impressed with Welbeck. I thought he did better than I thought he was going to do. So, but overall, it was a pretty good England performance. Probably one of the best we've seen at a World Cup for a while. And it's a bit of a shame that when we do play, you'd think we've played badly many times and won, against Colombia and against. Do we even beat Algeria? I don't remember. But we played badly against those teams and still got points and still went through. And then when we do play well against Italy, or a lot better than those games, we come out with a defeat. It's just the way football is. Hopefully, I think a draw against Uruguay and a win against Costa Rica will be enough to go to put us through. I'd like to see us play as well. I'd like to see us play as well against Uruguay. I think if we do, we'll beat them. I don't think we've got any reason to go into that game disheartened at all. And can't take Costa Rica for granted. They did over Uruguay. So, so we have to make sure that we play well in that game as well. If we play as well against Italy as we do play as well against Uruguay and Costa Rica, as well as we played against Italy, we'll go through to the next round, to the knockout stage. And it will be in runner-up position, because I do believe Italy will now go on and win the group, probably with 7 points. So, congratulations to them, though. They did really well. They did just enough as well on the day. And, I heard lots of rumours about Balotelli coming to Arsenal, which I'm actually not quite so much against now. Anyway, that's all. I presume everyone's going to slate me now for dumbing down Sterling's performance, but yeah, it was one of the best players on the pitch. So, there you go. Thank you for watching. I will do another one of these after Thursday. Well, probably I'll do it on Friday, I should have thought, or Saturday. When England play Uruguay. It's going to be made it such a nervous game now. If we'd have drawn against Italy, Uruguay wouldn't have been half as bad, because we'd have known that a draw and a win against Costa Rica would definitely put us through. Well, almost certainly. But that's football. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all later. Goodbye.